Have you always wanted telepathy, like how superheroes have it in the movies, the mind speak? Or have you always suspected deep down that you have telepathy? When you're thinking of a friend and they call, or you can sense your guides or angels around you and you automatically reach out with pictures or words or feelings, or you feel them. I'm going to answer right here. Do you have telepathy? Yes, you do. We all have telepathic skills. Telepathy is how all beings in collective consciousnesses communicate and connect. And I fully believe that animals use telepathy. I see it in my animals. I watch them connect with each other. So to think that animals don't have enough consciousness to speak, oh, they're speaking all right. They are connecting. And many of us can connect with them. Welcome to your multidimensional journey. This is Tracy Canberra, and today we're going to uncover your telepathy so you can use it to connect with your guides, your angels, your dragons, even to help you in conversations with your friends and family and boss and everyone else. We're also going to dive into the upsides of telepathy and the downsides because, yes, it can be used mischievously or maliciously. And for all of you enjoying the dragon series, I'm still going. The red dragon came in recently. The brown dragon, the earth angel dragon, has been coming in. And the other day, I read about the rainbow serpent. So I asked my peeps about it. And the rainbow dragon, the dragon of many colors, came through. So I am going to continue connecting you with the many dragon collectives in upcoming months. Now, let's get back to telepathy. I had a client last week that was sending me pictures. And while I send pictures to everyone as I'm communicating with them, most people don't pay attention. So they're not getting the pictures. Whenever anyone sends me pictures while they're talking, which is pretty rare, I always see them and get them. This client happens to have a child on the spectrum of autism. So I personally feel that they have automatically opened their telepathic skills and boosted them in order to connect in with their child. I've worked with a lot of autists, verbal and nonverbal, adults and kids, and their parents. And most parents learn telepathy that way because they simply have to in order to communicate. Well, now, 2025, we're in the energies, the higher frequencies that really support the opening of our telepathic skills. Why wasn't it possible before? Partly because y'all didn't know you could do it. Partly because who you were communicating with didn't know. So you may be sending and receiving messages, but they aren't. Very rarely do I have two-way telepathy. I made a new friend, gosh, about 15 years ago that I easily had it with. And I have one friend in Sedona that I always have it with. So rarely do I find two-way telepathy with others, but I'm always using telepathy with others. And when they are doing it either consciously or unconsciously, I always receive it. It's like turning up the radio in your car. Yeah, I hear it. So remember that telepathy could very well always be in use. So when you start putting your awareness to it, when you start paying attention and consciously sending pictures and videos and impressions with the words you're using, you'll start honing your telepathic skills. Telepathy is very close to empathy. We always feel people's feelings. As a civilization, humanity has always been empathic and telepathic. But our empathy skills really exploded from 2020 on because that major event brought so much fear and confusion and anger and all kinds of strong feelings. And the stronger the feeling, the more we blast it out of us. So when you think of empathy, if you're sitting next to someone crying, you're going to feel sad too. If someone is really angry, you're going to reflexively, instinctively step back from them. So we've been getting other people's feelings for a while. And I will stress this, people, pay attention to that. If you feel something like, wow, I'm really sad this morning, or I woke up angry, or I just left a party and I feel worse than before I walked in, Pay attention to that because the first question is, I'm experiencing these feelings. Are they mine? And you do the same with telepathy, with the thoughts you're having. Are they mine? And who's going to answer me, or how am I going to hear an answer? You know what? Your soul answers you. Your guides answer you. God answers you. It's all source energy. As long as they are divine, light, and unconditional love, they can answer me. Otherwise, they can't touch us. So, first question, are these thoughts or feelings mine? And if the answer is yes, then you dive in. A couple mornings ago, I woke up feeling kind of sad and like all my systems were suppressed. And I talked to a friend and she felt the same way. And then my first client, who's extremely powerful, felt the same way. And it's like, okay, is this mine? If the answer is yes, why? Is it the planets? Is it solar flares? Are we getting downloads? What's going on? Because I wish to choose a better feeling or better thoughts. And if you get the sense or your soul outright says, no, that's not yours, that's your sister who's going through a rough time, and you just naturally connected deeply with her and you're sharing her load. Well, sorry, but the compassionate answer to that is stop it. It is her journey to take. You can give empathy, not sympathy, where you're both in victimhood. The biggest empathic support is the love and compassion. Look, I know you can get through this. I know you can do it. I'm rooting for you. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you prayers. Okay? So telepathy and empathy are very intertwined because it's thoughts and feelings. And again, the first question is this mine? Well, the first step is having the awareness to be able to state, wow, I'm thinking these thoughts or I'm feeling these feelings. My mom that was recently living with us went back to the Midwest, and the morning I woke up of the day she was flying out, I was having all of these automatic negative thoughts. Kathleen Cameron, the manifestation coach, calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts. I call them intrusive negative thoughts. So I was having these really scary negative thoughts. You know, the plane's going to crash, or she's going to have a heart attack on the plane. All kinds of stuff was popping in my head. But when you recognize that is your ego mind using fear to keep you in the comfort zone, because it was really uncomfortable putting her back on that plane. So it was just the ego mind doing whatever it could to keep me in the known. So as I was having those intrusive negative thoughts and the pictures were showing up in my head and the fears were coming in, I kept saying, these aren't mine. Yes, I'm very concerned with her flight, but ease and safety all day. Angels, we're bringing in ease and safety all day. And I'll say the funny part is for how many times I mentioned that for the next 8 hours until she was safely back in the Midwest. She calls me and says, I'm never doing that again. There was some boys' sports team on the plane and they were awful and on and on. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I didn't ask for enough ease and safety, but she dealt with it. And again, that's her journey. When stuff like that happens, recognize and accept that you're having the thoughts and you're having the feelings. Ask if they're yours. And if the answer is yes, how can I change these? I choose to move out of this. I choose happier or healthier or higher vibe thoughts and feelings. Set your intention, call in what you want. It's not, I don't want to have these terrible visions. This is scary. It is, I'm calling in ease and safety. My mom's safely getting to her destination. All is well, and all the angels in the universe are flying with her. Okay? Set your intention. Remember, for thoughts and feelings. Now, if you ask, is this mine? And you either hear, no, it's so-and-so's, or you get the sense that this isn't mine. I feel happy, so why am I having these really intrusive thoughts? It could be someone else sending them to you. Empathy is, well, my mom was in the house and she was scared about flying alone, so she could have been vibing it out. And so I looked there. Nope, it wasn't that. They were definitely mine, unfortunately. Or telepathy. Somebody could be sending you those pictures. I talked about being mischievous or malicious. As people are sending pictures, they're putting pictures in our heads. So when you're getting these thoughts or feelings or pictures, or even just an impression, it may not be yours. What if you're at dinner with your partner and you know that you want the chicken, but you keep feeling steak, steak, order the steak? And it's because your partner wanted to order the pasta, but he also wants the steak. And so he is going, okay, honey, order the steak in his head so that he can have part of your meal too. So now you're like, I don't understand why I'm ordering the steak when I really thought before we got here that I was going to have the chicken. Well, he's putting the thought in your head. You're not asking any questions. You automatically think it's your thought. So you go and order the steak. Now, put that to more nefarious things. That's what happens. Us humans can not only be manipulated and controlled because that's how we've been conditioned, but we can also be brainwashed. That's why cults exist. So use your awareness, pay attention, realize something is off, and then ask why you're thinking those thoughts or why you're feeling that way. Why am I feeling like I should order steak when I knew I wanted chicken? What's going on? Oh, my partner wants steak. Okay, well, honey, I love you, but I'm ordering the chicken. That's it. You've got to use your awareness and start asking questions. And that's across the board with your intuition. Always ask questions. If you sense an angel shows up, start asking questions. Who are you? What do you have to show me? Always ask a ton of questions. Show me is the most powerful question in the universe. Show me the why, show me the how, show me. So we all have telepathy. We just need to turn on our awareness and see when the telepathic thoughts or images come into our head. Use our awareness to notice someone is projecting their thoughts. And this goes for empathy, for empathicness, for feelings too. It's thoughts and feelings, they go hand in hand. When you're getting intrusive thoughts, intrusive feelings from someone else, I can see the lines, all the lines of energy that connect in the universe. And many of you can too. And throughout 2025, y'all are coming online. So many more of you will be able to do it too. So look for the lines of connection. You're tracing back that intrusive or beautiful thought or feeling. Trace it back. Follow the lines and see who it came from. Ask your angels, your guides, who did it come from? And then you can understand why they're doing it. They may be doing it unconsciously. They may be doing it out of love. They may be doing it out of insecurity or just plain manipulative or malicious. There's a lot of reasons. Trust that you can find the source of the telepathy or the empathic feelings. And when you find the source, you ask more questions. How do I disconnect from this? How do I detach? What do they need most? And you can send everybody love, but they may need peace. They may need strength. What can I send them? How can I ease this situation? The intent behind the telepathy and empathy, the thoughts, the pictures, the videos, the feelings, all of it. The intent behind it from another, or if you're doing it yourself, can be very positive and well-intended, or it could be negative, or it could be anywhere on the spectrum. And it can be very conscious and targeted, or it could be very unconscious, which is what happens with the great majority of the population right now. Very unconscious. They're just splatting all over you, and they don't even know it, which is why you need to boost your own awareness. You need to ask questions, because if they're doing it unconsciously, well, then you send them love, you gently disconnect. If they're doing it consciously, then not only do you have to disconnect and send some energy back to them and send pictures back to them, but you also have a talk with that person. Like, dude, I know what you're doing and I'm not having it. That's not okay. If this continues, I'm ending the friendship. Or say it's an ex-partner. Then it's like, okay, no, I'm cutting this off. Again, go to your guides, your angels, your soul. What is in my highest good right now? Is it to gently redirect them energetically? Is it to disconnect? Is it to have an actual conversation? Keep asking the questions so you know what action is in your highest good to take when you are receiving telepathic information or empathic information. Keep asking questions. Now, how do you build your telepathic skills? Practice. It's hard for us humans to be aware all the time. We just go on remote, right? We're driving to work, we're doing our job, we're getting groceries. We don't use higher dimensional awareness while we're wandering around the grocery store, squeezing avocados to see which one we want to pick. Most of the time, we're not paying attention, we're on remote control. That is ending because 2025, we are expanding our abilities so dramatically, so greatly. Even those of you that are really intuitive, even those of you that are professional healers, light workers, guides, we're increasing our skills dramatically this year. Remember that, know that, believe that, trust in that. There's always room to expand. So start practicing. Be more aware. Send pictures. Send beautiful stuff. You can practice with a friend or loved one and say, okay, I'm sending you this. It's like playing charades, which, by the way, I do in every session because the words and pictures will interchange. The soul will be mid-sentence and all of a sudden switch to pictures, and I'm playing charades. I went from just flat out translating to what does this picture mean? So you can play energetic charades with a loved one. I'm sending you this picture and practice with them. And if you are at the grocery store, pick somebody and think really loudly in your head, that is a beautiful dress you have on. What a beautiful dress. And imagine the line of energy connecting to them, and you blast from your third eye to their third eye. What a beautiful dress. And then see if they smile, see if they react. You're not responsible for their interpretation, whether they receive it or not. But it is kind of fun when all of a sudden they smile and you're like, oh, yeah, they got that. I gave them an energy compliment. So practice makes perfect. If you want to expand your telepathy, you have to believe you have it. You have to trust that it's coming online. You have to keep your awareness active so that you can pick up what's coming in and pick up what you're sending out. Then you have to start asking questions. In the case of the client I talked about earlier, they had no idea they were sending me pictures. And I said, yeah, you can stop describing it. You already sent me the picture. I got it fully. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you sent me the pictures. You've been sending me pictures for a half an hour. I got it. I can read your pictures. They had no idea. So I let them know. Probably because of your autistic child, you're used to doing it. They moved into that skill because they had to. Now that the client understands, they are becoming more aware of it. So they are communicating with their child more and differently, and hopefully practicing it with others too. So I'll sum up by saying telepathy and empathy are very important. They are 5D skills and beyond. The more we go into higher dimensions, the more we use telepathy. We don't use our voice. When I'm in my 5D world, I still talk, but it's about 50-50 with the telepathy because we don't have to. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Telepathy is so much faster. When I'm in a client session, your soul can show me your whole life in a nanosecond. And I've seen every frame of the video. I understand everything. That's how I traipse through your book of life, your Akashic records, to see when this event happened, when this trauma lodged, how it's affected you. I would have to take days to explain everything I saw, but I saw it in a heartbeat. Telepathy is not only instantaneous, but it's really crucial because it gives us the bigger picture instantly. We get all the information we need in a nanosecond. And a funny story, my daughter's most often sentence to me is, Mom, use your words. We were at the car dealers. I was explaining what was going on with my car, and this was a few years ago. And I'm staring at him, and I'm sending the pictures, and he's just looking at me like, what? And my daughter leans over and whispers in my ear, Mom, use your words. I am getting much better at realizing when I said it out loud or not. So we have graduated to me asking, did I say that out loud? And every once in a while I get frustrated and I'm like, look, you can see the pictures I'm sending you, just do it. She's like, no, use your words. So we may be using our words in 3D, but telepathy is coming online strong this year, and it's necessary as we ascend. If you're listening to this on YouTube and you want to share any telepathic experiences you have, please leave it down in the comments. And if you have any specific exercises you use to boost your telepathy, share them with the community. Put it in the comments because you're helping others to ascend. And if you have any more questions about using your telepathic skills or your empathic skills to either discern what's coming in or to help you focus on what you're emanating or sending out, let me know that too in the comments. I read everyone. I try to reply to everyone because I love the community we're building on YouTube. We're ascending together, and I really value that. Have a wonderful time practicing your telepathy skills, and I will be back soon.